I'm Still Here, Hollywood, and coming up on today's episode...
We are very interested in doing a reboot. The cast is, we're all still in touch and we're all still friends, and we'd all sort of love the idea of if all the pieces fit and all the parts come together. I do think, especially as we age, I think our opportunities dwindle. And so I think, I'm looking at what it is that sounds fun and what it is I can steer and control. It's like, I can actually maybe steer this myself instead of just being along for the ride. We have our first grandbaby, and that is the most fun thing ever. And I know it's a cliche. Everyone says it. Oh, it's so great to be a grandparent. It's really great. So that's fun.
One of the most prolific television producers in recent history was the late Aaron Spelling. His shows were essentially nighttime soaps that viewers flocked to. Several of those shows became cult favorites about young adults in Los Angeles. The stars of those shows became Hollywood icons, worldwide heartthrobs. Some of those characters lived in a famous zip code. Others lived in a fictional apartment complex where all sorts of drama sprouted. This is Still Here, Hollywood. I'm Steve Kmetko. Join me with today's guest, Sydney Andrews from Melrose Place, actor Laura Leighton. If you'd like to be more involved with us at Still Here Hollywood, you definitely can. Just visit patreon.com/stillherehollywood. You can support us for as little as $3 a month. You can get our episodes a day before they post anywhere else. You can see what guests will be coming up and submit questions for them. You can even tell us what stars you want us to have on as guests. You'll see what goes on before and after the episode, plus exclusive behind-the-scenes info, pics, video, and more. Again, that's patreon.com/stillherehollywood. Hello, Laura.
Hello, Steve.
Thanks for sitting down with us.
So happy to be invited. Thank you.
I'm glad. Okay, let's start at the beginning. What you been up to?
What have I been up to? Well, let's see. I'm doing a podcast of my own. So that's kind of what I've been up to most recently.
And it's related to Melrose Place.
Yep. We started a Rewatch podcast called Still the Place. And we're rewatching all the old episodes. We started with the pilot, and we're working our way through season 1 right now. And there's 1 million episodes to get through. So we're just having a blast. There's 3 of us co-hosting, and we're just having fun.
And it can be found wherever people find their better podcasts.
Exactly.
It's called Still a Place?
Still the Place.
Still the Place.
Yep. Melrose Place is still the place.
Well, it's probably very close to, in alphabetical order, Still Here Hollywood.
I think so. I think we're neighbors on that list of podcasts.
So look for them next to each other. How are you liking it?
I love it. I'm loving the, just sort of like the casualness of it and the ease. We're just enjoying being back together, the 3 of us. We've reconnected as friends to do this every week. But I'm loving it.
It's you and Daphne.
And Daphne Zuniga and Courtney Thorne Smith. Yeah.
Is it different for you not having a script that you have to stick to?
I love it. I mean, because we're really just chatting. We're chatting as friends, and we're chatting about something we all know about. And we get to go watch the old episodes and remind ourselves this thing that happened, more than 30 years ago. And we get to laugh about it in a different way and look at it in a different way. And it's just a shared experience, and it's been a blast.
Have you ever had an ick attack when you're watching it?
It's so funny because my character didn't come in till midway through season 1, and everybody keeps warning me, you're going to hate it when you come on screen, Laura. You're going to hate it. And I'm about to come on screen finally for the first time, and I know I'm going to be just like covering my eyes and dreading it. But we're all just trying to have a good sense of humor about it and just appreciate it for we were in our early 20s and now we're not. So
yes. Now we're not.
We're not.
Yes, I know that feeling myself. Now, when you were doing the show, you married one of your co-stars. Well, after the show was over.
After the show was over.
You married one of your co-stars. Yep. And I read one of the things he said, Doug Savant, okay,
yep.
Was the best thing that came out of the show was you.
That was a very lovely thing to say.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
Good husband.
He's a very good husband.
And do you feel the same way?
I absolutely do. I mean, who would have thunk, And we're 26 years of marriage.
Wow.
And we've raised 4 children together, and we're pretty proud of that and still going. And it truly was the best thing to come out of the show.
When you look back at the show, it was such a cultural phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
What do you attribute that to? Or can you? Is there enough space now that you can look at it and say, "Oh, this was a touchstone, and we were connecting with this with the audience"?
I think there were a lot of things that connected with the audience. I think it was such a specific time. It was a turning point. It was before the internet was really a thing, and it was television tapping into what people wanted to talk about the next day. And Darren Star and Aaron Spelling really had their finger on the pulse of, telling those kinds of stories that were really like water cooler television talk. And then I also think, just personally, I just feel really lucky. Like, I just think lightning strikes and you just are in the right place at the right time and you get to be a part of something like that. But we all feel like really lucky that we were riding this thing that was so, just such a cultural moment that we didn't expect. And then we just got on the train and went with it.
I was interviewing James L. Brooks once, who was behind the Mary Tyler Moore Show, among many other shows. And I talked to him about that because that show was really a trailblazing, pioneering show. And he said to me, a lot of people at home don't understand what it's like to catch lightning in a bottle. You can't explain it away. You can't really figure it out that much. You don't want to apply too much thought to it. It's just magic.
You can't plan for it. It is. It's just magic. It just happens.
You told me on the phone yesterday, because I asked you, they're thinking about doing a reboot. Is that true?
We are very interested in doing a reboot. The cast is, we're all still in touch and we're all still friends, and we'd all sort of love the idea of if all the pieces fit and all the parts come together. That's what we're hoping. So we're working on it.
And you still look great.
Oh,
if I may say so.
Thank you. You may. I'll take it. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Would Doug be involved in that, your husband?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, he would?
Yes.
Is everybody on board?
We believe so. Yes. And it's, we feel really lucky that our cast still has that relationship, that we still have a text thread, and we've had everybody into the podcast, and the people who haven't yet come are willing to come. And we have this feeling of still wanting to be friends and spend that time together. And so the idea of revisiting that experience that we all shared, but, at this time in our lives, is appealing. So we're just trying to get all the pieces to align. But yeah, everyone's interested.
I was watching a documentary just today, this morning, on Winston Churchill in preparation for this.
Of course. I see how you made that connection.
And I liked one of the things he said. He said, if you want to make history, you have to write it yourself.
Kind of.
That's kind of what you're doing with the podcast. It's like keeping your fingers in the pie, keeping yourself involved.
Kind of. I mean, I do think, especially as we age, I think our opportunities dwindle. And so I think, I'm looking at what it is that sounds fun and what it is I can steer and control. And there are, sort of avenues broadening, when you look at it that way. It's like, oh, I can actually maybe steer this myself instead of just being along for the ride. So, yeah.
Do you think that with all the reality television programming, has that impacted the kind of episodic television that you did? Is it harder for those kinds of shows to get up and running?
I think that reality television certainly changed the business, the way we knew it. And I remember that point where we were all just sort of like, what is this crap? And it just felt like it really took a bite out of what writers were doing and what actors were doing and what directors were doing. And it really changed. And that if the audience wants it and if the networks can make money at it, I get it. That's where it went. But there was, I think, a lot of annoyance and resentment from people who were like, doing what they thought was a more creative approach to entertainment. So, yeah, I think it definitely changed the business, and I remember that turning point. And I kept thinking, oh, there'll be a turnaround, and that stuff will go away. It has not gone away.
No, it hasn't. In fact,
No.
it's gotten
Yeah.
even more impactful, I think.
Well, yeah, and like I just think people are living that now with just selfie culture and everything. It's just you've got this reality device in your hand, and
TikTok.
yeah, it's not going away.
No. What do you think about that? About TikTok? And it seems to me, having worked so many red carpets in my time as an entertainment reporter, now it seems as though when I go online and I go to TikTok or Instagram or anything like that, everybody and their brother is having their picture taken with whatever celebrity is walking by. Have you had that experience? Where people grab you and say, can I do a selfie with you?
Yeah, I mean, because you have that phone in your pocket all the time, you're at the mercy of you can't just go to the grocery store and have that, and not on a red carpet, even just out and about. That may happen, and whether you're ready for it or interested in it or dressed for it or not, So, it's the selfie culture and the cell phone things. There's, it's like a bittersweet. It's a tool in your pocket for good, but it's also very annoying.
It kind of promotes you
in a lot of other ways.
At the same time, you're reaching a broader audience that you might not have reached otherwise.
Yeah, and some people have figured out how to use that, and they've really sort of leaned into it, and there are those of us who just don't have the energy, as much to use it that way. But I realize it's a business tool that requires a whole other learning curve, I think.
How has the learning curve been for you doing a podcast? It's unlike anything you've done before, correct?
The podcast learning curve, I mean, we're so lucky because the Rewatch format is really sort of laid out for us. So we don't have to do a lot of other figuring out. We're there to tell the Rewatch, and the rest of the stuff comes really naturally. It's just the stories just spontaneously come up. And so our format really serves us to make it super easy and super fun.
Back with more in a moment.
No, I think, you're in your early 20s, and you might have a day where you're like, wah, wah, oh, when are we done? Or that sort of thing. You do have those things, but right. I think in general, it was a positive. We've all been on sets that don't feel good. This one felt good. Melrose felt good. And so it was the standard to which I sort of held everything after that. And not everything felt like that.
Doug aside, what's your fondest memory of working on Melrose Place?
Fondest memory? I mean, I think just in general, it felt like a family. We felt it was a wonderful place to go to work every day, and for a number of years, and everyone just appreciated being there, and for the most part.
Some didn't?
No, I think, you're in your early 20s, and you might have a day where you're like, wah, wah, oh, when are we done? Or that sort of thing. You do have those things, but right. I think in general, it was a positive. We've all been on sets that don't feel good. This one felt good. Melrose felt good. And so it was the standard to which I sort of held everything after that. And not everything felt like that, really just good and like a family. And so I think some of the appreciation comes in retrospect. Once you've stepped away and you go do other things, you're like, oh, actually that one was really, really special.
You mean you don't know what you've got until it's gone?
Kind of. Yeah, there is a bit of that. But we knew it then, but we knew it more even later.
I think that happens many times.
Yeah.
In many professions.
Yeah, with most things in life, right?
Is there anything you're looking forward to doing in the future? I mean, apart from rebooting Melrose Place?
I mean, I like the idea of being more producerial and just having ideas and seeing them through and managing the process of getting them done. I feel like I sort of have a natural, like I've managed and produced a family for years, and, you know, sort of managed a whole, like, holistic thing instead of just being one part of it. And I like the idea of doing that. Moving forward, I have some other things I'm looking at and developing, and I like the idea of moving in that way, not always having to be on camera.
What do you do for fun?
For fun?
Yeah.
Well, I have a grandbaby now.
Ooh.
Yes, we have our first grandbaby, and that's really fun. We have a very big family, so we have, we're always busy. Even though we're empty nesters, we're now circling or back around and having this grandbaby in our lives, and that is the most fun thing ever. And I know it's a cliche. Everyone says it. Oh, it's so great to be a grandparent. It's really great. So that's fun.
Do you feel the way that I've heard so many other people say? It's nice because you have no responsibility. You take the baby, you have fun with it all day, and then you give it back.
It's not even the giving her back. It's that we just have such an appreciation for it. Again, like in retrospect, like we've been through this thing and now we're watching it again. And watching your kid be a parent is really cool. That's really fun.
How so?
Just,
is there a particular lesson you've seen?
You just see certain things click. Like we're finding that our daughter thinks about her childhood and us as parents differently now that she's a parent too. And just appreciating that is sort of, then you're relating with your kid on a different level. You know, once you're both parents, it's like you have that in common, and that's a new level to your relationship.
Do you ever find yourself thinking, I told you so?
Well, sure. Because I'm a mom, I'm always right. So moms are always right.
Gee, I thought it was just my mom that was always
No,
right.
all of them. All moms are always right.
And they'll tell you, too.
Yeah, but it's true.
Are you looking forward to the holidays with a grandbaby now?
Holidays with the grandbaby is super cute, super fun. And she's only in her ones, so she's probably not going to remember this particular holiday season, but it's really cute.
But sometime down the road, in the future, she'll be able to look at the presents she got.
The photos of it are fun, I think, for anybody. When you look back and see, was I ever really that little? Yeah.
Get her baby shoes bronzed. I don't even know if they do that anymore.
They're just, there's so much cute stuff now.
Yeah. Do you spend a lot of time with the grandbaby?
We try to
Is she
as much
nearby?
as we can. She's in the LA area, and we're, it's a big town. So if you're on one side of town and she's on the other, it's not so easy to get there, just at the drop of a hat. But
with traffic and all.
We try. What with traffic and yeah. So we try, and my daughter wants me to be the one to teach her how to play the piano. So I'm the Nana who plays piano with her. So here's hoping.
My mother tried to do that with me.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
Oh, I wanted to ask you about something that I read about, a weird fan encounter shortly after you left the show in a hospital.
Doug had surgery on his ankle, and it was a huge deal. He had an ankle fusion, but he was coming out of, he was in his hospital room. They were getting him set up for recovery, and I was in the room, and the nurse came in, and she just sort of like stopped in her tracks, and she was like, what is she doing in here? And she told him that she was afraid I was there to hurt him. Like, she was so confused on reality versus the character that I played, and it was so funny to us. But people really bought it. People really bought me as Sydney, I guess.
Does that must be kind of, in a way, gratifying? Apart from being funny, it's gratifying.
Yeah. I mean, it is gratifying. It's obviously what I set out to do is be convincing as that character. And I knew that I wasn't actually that character. And so being able to be so different and separate from it, that is something I feel proud of. But it's also something you end up having to fight for in a weird way. Like, I remember also, on the other hand, after Melrose, having like meetings with people who were interested in, you know, a project or whatever. And coming out of that meeting, I would hear from my agents that people were disappointed because I wasn't actually like a wackadoo like Sydney. And they were like, you know, we were expecting Sydney. And it was just like a normal person. And I thought, oh, that's weird. I don't know that I need to go into meetings and like act a certain way. Like, this is who I am. I can play other characters, but some people don't have that imagination, I guess.
Right. And who knows, as a story unfolds, what kind of what the character, what the writers have planned for that character.
Yeah.
You know, if you're auditioning and making it your own from the beginning. Yeah.
And it was weird to hear sort of like that people were disappointed to find out that I was like normal.
Whatever normal is. Do people still come up to you and talk to you about Melrose Place?
Melrose Place is still top of mind when people go, I know who you are from Melrose. And all of our castmates have the same experience. It's crazy because everybody's gone on and done other shows. I did Pretty Little Liars, Doug did Desperate Housewives, and still, like, I mean, you can also sort of tell generationally, like, which show they might recognize you from. A younger person I might, you know, be recognized from Pretty Little Liars more than Melrose Place. But Melrose Place, still, people still enjoy it and still want to talk about it.
Do people ever link Melrose Place and 90210?
Yeah. And they get them confused. You know, they were sort of that same, people watched them back to back during that time. And so 30 years later, 35 years later, you know, it's hard to remember which show and which storyline and which character. It all sort of blended together.
And they were both from Aaron Spelling.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Similar enough. We were a little bit older. We were the older version.
More sophisticated. More seasoned.
Yes, that.
Hey, can I ask you, I'd like to run off the names of some of your former co-stars.
Okay.
And just if you would give me one or two word observations.
Okay.
And if you don't feel like it, you can go, next question.
Oh. Okay.
Heather Locklear.
Adorable. Hysterical.
Lisa Rinna.
Lovely. Energetic. Wonderful. Sorry, that was 3.
That's okay. There's no limit. You're not being penalized. Grant.
Amazing. Terrific.
Yeah.
He's great.
And Andrew Shue.
Really, I want to be thoughtful about the words so I get them right. So interesting. That's one word. Just the one. And
.com.
Smart.
Mm-hmm. Marcia Cross.
Talented, thoughtful, kind.
And Daphne.
Great friend.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
You two are very friendly off?
Yes.
Apart from the series?
Yes, she was at my baby shower, and then here we are doing this podcast together. So
that's a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still friends with everyone from the cast? You must be if they're coming onto the show, onto the podcast.
Yeah. And Josie, who played my sister on the show, we still, you know, feel like just like a warm and fuzzy relationship towards each other. Just like we just had such just nice time playing that relationship. It's hard to let that go.
Do you miss not having something like that to go to every week?
There's something really special about a television show, more than even a film, I think, because it's so, if you're lucky enough to get one that lasts as long as Melrose did, it becomes a family. And so having that place to go every week is something, there's nothing like it. And you miss it when it's gone.
I can't remember off the top of my head how long it ran, but 8 years, 9 years?
It ran for 7.
7.
There was a kind of a turning point after season 5, because that was the original sort of contracts were 5 years at that time. And a number of the cast members left after 5 seasons, including myself. So I did 5. I did up to season 5, and then it ran for 2 more. So it ran for a total of 7.
And we'll be right back.
I mean, it was a choice I made, but it was difficult. It was difficult to say goodbye to the people and to know that I was closing that chapter. And I remember I was very sad on the last scene on the last day that I worked. I remember I was like, I can't fall apart. Like, that would be so embarrassing.
I'd also like to try with you because you seem so game. Something that I'd really not, I don't do this as a rule, but...
we like to break the rules.
Do you?
Let's break the rules.
Okay, good. First celebrity crush. Did you have one?
Sean Cassidy.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Have you met him?
I think I met him, yes. I met him later.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, super nice guy.
And his mother's wonderful. Shirley Jones.
Very
She's
sweet,
wonderful.
yeah.
Left or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Last movie you watched?
Wicked.
Oh, you've seen it already.
I've seen it already in the theater.
Your review?
Before that, I could not have told you which movie was the last movie I'd seen in a theater because it had been kind of a long time. I'm guilty to admit. But amazing. It was incredible. Blew me away. I want to see it again. And we listened to the soundtrack. My daughter was just listening to the soundtrack, blasting the soundtrack on our way home from her wisdom teeth extractions. She's like, yeah, all over it.
You can't get away from it right now. It's everywhere.
I get it. I mean, have you seen it?
No.
Okay. Are you going to?
Yes, I will at some point.
Well, I think also...
I've been reluctant only because The Wizard of Oz is my absolutely all-time favorite movie. And I realize that there's some relation, but it's different. And I'm trying to get past that so I don't hold anything against it when I go see it.
Yeah, because it won't retell The Wizard of Oz. It honors it, and it's just like the other stories. It's not a retelling. And do you know the musical? Had you ever?
I had not seen the musical either.
See,
I was avoiding that as well.
Oh, all right.
Although I'm pretty familiar with the music.
I want to hear what you think once you've seen it.
Okay. I'll give you a call.
Please do.
What do you like on your pizza?
I like sausage. Our family makes Italian sausage, so I'm a little bit picky about that too.
See, I'm from Chicago, so I got a thin or thick.
Thin.
I
Are you
agree.
thick?
I like both of them, and the nice thing, although New Yorkers would disagree, the nice thing is you can go to just about any pizza place in Chicago and you get a good pizza.
Yeah.
It's like ingrained, although I was watching CBS this morning was doing a report from Chicago during the Democratic Convention, and they kind of, all of those New Yorkers poo-pooed the product.
They?
Yes, poo-pooed the product.
They made pizza political, huh?
Yes. Worst subject in school?
Worst subject in school? I think math.
Has it gotten any better?
I think
Can you balance a checkbook?
Oh, totally. I think I'm like completely competent at math and concepts now. So it's very interesting that I didn't. I think like once you fall behind in math, forget it.
Yes.
And I think that's what happened. And I just gave up on myself.
You don't call yourself a mathlete?
I don't. I used
to work with someone who called herself a mathlete.
Well, that's an actual thing. Like they actually compete. Yeah. Yeah. We don't like her anyway.
No, I liked her a lot. Have you seen Maria?
I haven't.
It's on Netflix.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay.
Like 3 times.
Okay.
I liked it that much.
All right.
But, you kind of have to have a feel for the movie and for the person it's about.
Yeah. I'll
opera.
I'll see it, yeah.
I thought it was interesting. And Conclave is the other one I'm wild about this year. It was quite a movie. And that's about Catholicism.
All right, we'll see that one too.
Yes, I think that would be of specific interest to you. Back in the Melrose heyday, out of curiosity, did you ever have to disguise yourself to go out?
It was an easier time then because there were no cell phones. So, but it was also, we were very, very popular and in the young, out and about sort of world. And so it was harder to go out without being recognized for the role and for the show. And Doug and I had a honeymoon when we got married a couple years after Melrose finished. And that was hard. Like we were not like, it was hard. We couldn't not be recognized.
Can I ask, where'd you go on your honeymoon?
We were in France. We were all over France. And smaller towns, it was a lot easier to not be recognized. But it was hard at that time, fresh off the show, and especially when we're together.
I would think so.
Yeah. Even though people are still thrown for a loop. They're like, wait, Sydney and Matt and what?
Did you ever check into hotels with different names? I mean, the hotels had different names, but you and Doug.
Yeah, I mean, I think like when, during the height of the show, everyone had different names for when they would travel for business and stuff. And just even the network, when we went to the upfronts and stuff, people were checked in and everybody had a different name. Just
okay,
because
Laura
it was a little
Leighton,
bit wacky.
Do you remember what your different name was?
Well, if I told you,
oh, come on.
I wouldn't be able to use it again.
It was Barack Obama.
No, I didn't know that one yet.
What were your thoughts the morning after the show ended? Were you relieved, upset, happy, sad?
It was definitely a difficult decision. After 5 years, it was like a natural, everybody should, have the opportunity to renew their contract, renegotiate your contract, and deciding that it was time to move on was a really tough choice. And so I was really, it was a choice I made, but it was difficult. It was difficult to say goodbye to the people and to know that I was closing that chapter. And I remember I was very sad on the last scene, on the last day that I worked. I remember I was like, I can't fall apart. Like, that would be so embarrassing. But I definitely felt sad enough to be fighting tears and thinking, oh, I shouldn't let that out, And so I think it was just like coming to terms with this is the decision I've made, and I feel strongly about this choice at this moment. But it was definitely tough and sad.
What was the most, I hope you don't mind me asking this, but what was the most emotional event in your life? Do you have a hard time showing emotion?
No, I'm a bit, I don't think I have a hard time showing emotion. The most emotional event in my life. I've had a few recently. I'm not sure I should start talking about it. No, I think I'm an emotional person.
I think you kind of have to be to do
Yeah.
what you do for a living.
Yeah.
You have to be able to show it, don't you?
Yeah.
I've had a number of emotional events in my life. When I was a kid, they used to call me Crybaby.
Well, hey, I think it's a beautiful thing to have the emotions, and then, people can relate. It's what humanity is, right?
Yeah. I have a favorite story. I was talking to Susan Sarandon once about crying in public, and she said to me, Steve, if you let a woman see you cry, they'll be lined up around the block. And I said, yeah, but I'm gay. So
sweet, but
yes, sweet, but nice thought, but I don't think it's going to work for me. Does it help, I'll ask you, does it help or hurt that you're married to another actor in the business who understands the business?
I think it helps. We've never had an issue. Like, we're not competing for the same roles, so we don't have any, there's no competition there. He recently just did a play, and, the possibility of us maybe doing a play together or something like that, that's really an appealing idea. Just that, I'm rooting for him, he's rooting for me. We're not competing against each other. So I think it's been a better thing than a bad thing.
The character he played in Melrose Place was gay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's something he's super proud of, the way he dealt with his experience. He had a lot of pressure at the time to come out as straight and say, well, I'm not really gay, and he wasn't interested in making that sort of statement. He didn't think it was right. And so he's really proud that he could have an impact on the gay community, and he hears it to this day.
Really?
that his place in television, and just sort of also the way he handled it, and not wanting to disassociate himself from being gay. He was like, it's not important. And he still hears from people to this day that was meaningful. And that is something that's really meaningful to him to this day.
And I think that's one of the nice changes about society that has come around. You don't have to be afraid as much anymore. Every once in a while, though, but not as much. Do you worry about aging in the business?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Sure. I mean, it's a different business for middle-aged women than it is for someone in their 20s. It's a different thing entirely. And my drive for a career is different too. I had a lot of enthusiasm for being that actor when I was in my 20s, and now it's a little bit more like, now I just want to make a living and have a nice life and support a family. Just sort of the reasons for what I want have changed, and how I look at things. But it's definitely, the opportunities are fewer and far between.
Isn't it funny how it changes your way of thinking?
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
I'm not, getting tons of offers. So if I want one, I'm going to have to audition for it. It's weird. It's hard. I think not connecting with somebody in person in the room is hard. It's hard for me to show them who I am, and it's hard for them to...
If you want a part, do you audition for it?
Well, right now it's all self-tapes.
I know. That was my next question.
Yeah.
Do you do self-tapes?
It's weird. Yeah, I mean, it started during COVID, right? The self-tape thing, and we all had to figure out how to do it if we wanted to audition at all. I have friends who don't do them. They just don't audition. They just hope for an offer. But I'm not, getting tons of offers. So if I want one, I'm going to have to audition for it. It's weird. It's hard. I think not connecting with somebody in person in the room is hard. It's hard for me to show them who I am, and it's hard for them to
And you don't get the feedback.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's hard for everybody to do their job.
So self-tape, basically, for folks at home who might not know, I'm not certain what it is, but you set up a camera, you record, or you memorize a scene or read a scene into the camera, and then send off a tape, right?
Yeah, you have to do it yourself. So auditions used to be, you would go to the office of the casting director or the producers or whoever you were meeting with, and you would meet them, and you would do the scene. There was somebody to read the opposite side of the scene, and you would play the scene in the office with the people in the room that you were auditioning for, and they would give you feedback, and they may ask you to try it again, maybe another way, maybe give you a note. And there was an opportunity to chat and have they could get a sense of who you were, and they could actually see you move and see you in person, and you could interact. And none of that is possible with a self-tape. During COVID, we had to figure out, what kind of background are they expecting, and what kind of, even just the format of the tape, what they wanted out of that, and light it yourself. And I'm lucky because I have an actor who I live with, and he can read the other side of the scene, but most people don't have that. They have to find somebody who can read the other side of the scene, and it's a whole thing. But we're mostly doing it as self-tapes now. Not very many casting offices have gone back to in-person. It's weird.
It's the same kind of thing for voiceovers. Most voiceover artists have a studio set up in their homes.
Yeah.
So they can ship off auditions or record whatever they need to.
I think is probably good, right? That's probably a good thing for voiceover, to be able to do that and not have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And you must do voiceover.
No, I don't.
Why not?
I've tried.
What?
But I always get, you sound too much like an announcer.
That's a good kind of voice. There's plenty of room for that.
Well,
you have a great voice.
See, that's my father, the Baptist minister's influence. I could give a hell of a speech, a hell of a sermon if I had to.
All right.
I'm always preaching.
What about being an actor?
I think I wanted to do that at one time, but I didn't have the confidence or the support from home. I didn't have anybody pushing me and saying, "Go on, honey." No.
What about
like
now?
That. I'm 71. Come on.
There's lots of
seniors.
Well, I guess seniors still exist in
real life,
in the roles. Yeah. And you have a great voice, a great look. You should do it.
Oh, thanks. I would love to do voiceovers. That's a dream I had for a long time. The idea of going into a studio in a pair of pajamas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds very appealing to me.
For a second, I thought that's what podcasting would be like. And then I was like, no, we're not actually wearing our pajamas.
No.
Oh, yeah, there's still a camera component.
A lot of podcasts are merely audio, but then you have people who set up cameras.
Yep.
Surprise. Yes.
Yep.
And you don't have wardrobe and makeup.
Nope.
So you're left to your own devices.
Yep. We could wear our pajamas if we chose.
I suppose we could if they were nice pajamas.
Yeah.
Silk.
It's a way to go.
Laura, what haven't you done that you want to do?
What haven't I done that I want to do? What didn't I do that I wish I'd done, maybe? What haven't I done?
Was there ever a role that you really wanted and didn't get?
It's so funny because I think it's out there somewhere. There was a role that I was doing that I had to drop out of. I was doing a movie that was a little musical, and it was I was going to get to sing my own tracks, and it was singing and dancing, and I ended up tearing my ACL, my knee, ligament in my knee, the night before we were to start shooting. I'd already laid down the tracks. We'd done the vocals for this little movie that was set in the 50s, and I was a young girl in a girl group, and we were singing and dancing, and I had to drop out of this movie, and it broke my heart. And then years later, the girl who replaced me, it was Renee Zellweger.
Oh, yeah.
And years later, she said something after she won her Oscar for Chicago, that her whole entree into the singing and dancing world in television and movies was because some girl broke her leg in this little film called Shake, Rattle, and Rock. Well, I was that some girl, and my leg wasn't broken. It was my ligament, but it was heartbreaking. And just that was like a happy, fun place and thing for me to do. And it was in between seasons of Melrose. And so I went back to Melrose Place after having surgery, and I had a knee brace on my leg. I was still recovering and stuff. But so that, going into the whole musical world is something I wish I had done when I had the chance. Because it's a muscle, if you don't exercise it, that part goes away.
Yeah, but that really, when you look back at that, it's not like that became a huge picture or anything.
No, it didn't. It was just that I wish I had done that sort of thing, the musical thing. I never really went back to it. I never really did it.
Well, there's there's a couple of famous stories. Well, there's many famous stories, I suppose, from Hollywood that, Shirley MacLaine got to go on when was it Carol Haney? I forget who it was. But she got to go on. I forget the play that she was in.
Yeah.
Come on, Steve. And then I do know for a fact, because she told me, but Bette Davis got the role in All About Eve because Claudette Colbert hurt her back or something.
Yep.
And that turned out to be a huge performance. A lot of people think of Bette Davis and think of All About Eve.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anybody else doing that role. She was so perfect.
And Renee Zellweger was great in Chicago. There's no question about that. It was just that I wish I had done that sort of thing when I had the chance.
Right.
In general.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, next time you're doing a self-tape audition, you can
just throw a little song and dance number there.
Don't just sit there, sing something.
Yeah.
Have you done a lot of TV movies? My memory isn't working so well. I'm aged,
Well, they were a thing of the past. They were a while ago. So I did them for sure. Back in the night, it was a perfect thing for in between seasons of Melrose Place. Like a TV movie would fit in, and they were, they were airing, they were like special event movies on television, 2-hour movies, and you could shoot one in 6 weeks, which was, or 5 weeks, and it fit perfectly in a short hiatus. We had short time off because we did so many episodes of the show that we just had a short window, but a TV movie was perfect, and they paid really well at the time. And yeah, we all, would try to squeeze one in our hiatus. And that was the other thing. I had an opportunity that I kick myself now. I had an opportunity to do, to play Rizzo in Grease on Broadway. And I also had an offer for a TV movie at the time. And I was an idiot. And I saw that, this job made me this much money and this job didn't. And I picked the one that I'm kicking myself over, but it was a TV movie and not the Broadway show.
Yeah, but when you're that much younger,
yep,
your thoughts turn to...
Yep, maximizing the 6 weeks off that I have, and and that was how I saw it at that time. And of course, now you look at things differently.
You can't be faulted for that,
nope.
though.
In retrospect, yeah, there's only so much we can do.
I hate retrospect.
Yeah.
Thanks, Laura. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you.
This was fun.
Thanks for having me.
Still Here Hollywood is a production of the Still Here Network. All things technical run by Justin Zangerly. Theme music by Brian Sanashin. And executive producer is Jim Lichtenstein.